can tell. So let's do it. Let's start it off in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, let's quiz the master.
Where's the white bread?
The 9-minute birth.
Netflix used to detect tumors. Oh, or used. Used?
It's used.
Used to.
They
used to detect tumors.
Yeah.
Now they don't anymore.
Yeah, I just realized that it's the exact same English, two totally different meanings. That's really lame. Anyway, death metal makes us happy.
Major spoilers.
Trek nerd and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Swish's thick green liquid clings to the bowl, clings to the rim, and it cleans as it clings. It deep cleans, it fights rust, it kills germs, and nicest of all, Swish releases a fresh cut fragrance.
And we couldn't say that if it weren't true.
The Morning Stream. I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar.
Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to TMS episode 1672 for Monday, March 18th, 2019. I'm Scott Johnson in the morning. That's Brian Ibbett in the morning. Good morning.
In the morning. In the same time in the morning, too, because we share a time zone.
Thank goodness. It would suck if you were in Arizona or something, because we'd all be screwed up right now.
Oh, well, Arizona, would be even worse because, there's
well, they don't change. They stay the same. Yeah.
Exactly.
So for half the year, we're all pals. And then for half the year, we're an hour apart, and it sucks. But not us. Not us here in the Mountain Time Zone. We're all queued up. We're synchronized.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like swimmers, menstrual periods. Maybe not that one so much.
Maybe not that, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's good to have you all back with us today. We got a week of shows ahead of us. It's very exciting. The weather has turned warmish, which makes me very happy. All that snow I had melted. And we're looking forward to a much higher temperature week, like in the low 60s, high 50s.
I know, yeah, us too. Like 40, 48 for a high today.
Yeah.
A little cooler tomorrow, but temperatures really rising in the end of the week. And Brian really rising onto that bike at the end of the week too. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at those end of week temperatures and saying, "Yep, back on the bike."
Yep, not the recumbent bike. The
actual get out and fresh air and
rolly wheels, tires, all that.
Tires touching the ground kind of bike.
I don't have it handy here, the package, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Gwen and this particular tea this morning from PhoenixPearlTea.com. I'm drinking this is the Dragon Engine tea, which is specific or exclusive to the There Will Be Dungeons teas, the signature teas, and this thing has literally got cayenne pepper in it.
Oh, nice.
But it's also kind of a morning kind of breakfast kind of tea.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's like a little bundle of Christmas in every gulp. It's fantastic.
A little spicy Christmas.
It's so good. It's the one on their store called Dragon Engine, and it's absolutely wonderful. So just want to give a shout out to PhoenixPearlTea.com. You should check them out. And by the way, if you're in our Patreon and you support us at the tea level, you're getting a signature tea every month, which is pretty rad. Which is all, fancy stuff. Not something you get in the store. You get it from a rad tea house that's in the mountains of Montana, run by Gwen.
Hand picked, by the way. The tea itself isn't picked by, well, it probably is, but not by Gwen. But Gwen picks the the pairings and the combinations and things like that herself. So you're getting custom stuff. You're not getting Celestial Seasonings or Tetley's or Lipton.
No, none of that store-bought garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
This looks like a pouch of nature excrement.
Jeez.
That's not the way to say it at all. I just mean, it's a natural pocket of love right here. There's some, for example, just hear that? Oh, just hand-picked ingredients all mixed together.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's that. Brian, I thought I'd have a little fun with you today.
Ooh.
Yep, we're going to do this.
Sure.
Hold on. I'm going to quiz Brian. We do this once in a while. And this one's nice because It's just in an email from Kenneth, who sent this in. And he said, hey, I think Brian would like this, and you should do this. And I said, okay, cool. And so we're going to do this. Are you ready for this, Brian?
I am. I did not click the link, obviously, for obvious reasons.
All answers are, well, it wouldn't work anyway because it goes to my email. But
okay.
I think it wouldn't. You shouldn't be able to get into my email with that link, as far as I know.
Yeah. Although I do know your password.
That's true. Yeah, it's always password. Password 123.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Exactly.
Here is your questions. Now, here's what makes this unique. It's a very nerdy thing, the whole deal.
Okay.
So you know nerdy stuff.
I do know nerdy stuff.
Pop culture and all that. But here's the thing. You can only answer with either right or left. So those are the two answers. It's pretty simple. Okay.
Oh, geez. All right.
You just have to remember. Oh, and I should probably, since this is in the static list, I need to jot down any that you get incorrect. So hold on a second. I didn't think about that. All right, here we go. Okay, we'll write on that. All right, Brian, here comes your questions. Number one, there are 10 of these. Number one, in the iconic You Shall Not Pass scene in Peter Jackson's The Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf is armed with a staff and sword. Which hand wields the sword?
This is what I was afraid of. Which hand wields the sword? Okay, I think he's got the staff in his right hand, so he's got the sword in his left.
Okay, so we'll say
sword in the left.
Left. All right, we'll give you the answers, correct or not, at the end.
Okay.
Number two, in Mad Max Fury Road, you may have heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Imperator Furiosa would have difficulty picking her nose with her post-apocalyptic prosthetic. Which hand is she missing?
Oh, actually, she'd be even better at picking her nose because, carving it out with a spoon is way better than a fingernail. Let's say her left hand, because I don't know.
You know what I'm going to do? Instead of doing this all at the end, I'm going to give them to you now as you do them live.
Okay, good.
So the answer there, Gandalf is, it was his right hand. You said left, it's his right.
All right.
Furiosa. All right, so we're going to give you, you got 1 point. You have 1 point.
At 1 point. Okay.
Number three, Def Leppard's drummer Rick Allen lost one of his arms in a car accident, but later went on to record some of their best music. Which arm did Rick Allen lose?
I think he lost his right arm.
Let's check with the judges. Is it his right arm? Oh, it's his left arm. Oh,
bummer, jeez.
Gosh dang. Okay, it's all right. 1 out of 3.
90% of the time, I'll get 50 questions wrong.
All right, number 4 in the questions. In the television show Lost, John Locke received a large scar on his face. Which side of his face was scarred?
So looking at him, it is his right side of the face that has the scar.
Let's check with the judges. Is it right? Congratulations, you got that one right. Well done. You got it right. Get it?
All right.
Here you go. In Star Trek: The Original Series, if Captain Kirk needs some of Spock's wisdom, which direction should Kirk swivel his chair to quickly face the science station?
Okay, all right. He's going to swivel it to the right because Spock is behind him to the right.
Let's double check.
No. I take that back. I'm sorry. Uhura's behind him to the right. Spock is behind him to the left.
All right, let's check. He says to the left. Is that correct? It is to the right.
Oh, it is to the right. Okay, shoot.
It's okay.
Uhura's to the right also.
Yeah, they're both to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
the transporter room is to the left.
Is it his?
Or the not transporter room, the turbo lift.
Turbo lift, right.
Left.
So you have right. His right is our left if we're looking at it. Right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Doesn't matter. Here's the next one. Number 6. The last time Nick Fury trusted someone, he lost an eye. Which eye did he lose?
He lost his left eye.
Let's take a look. Is that correct? It is correct. Well done. Mm-hmm. We are at 4 points so far.
Yeah, I'm not doing well.
Next up, in the television series Firefly, when Malcolm Reynolds walks into the cockpit of the Serenity, is Wash sitting on the right or left?
Wash is sitting on the right. He's got the wall right next to him, the bulkhead right next to him.
Let's take a look. Is it right? Correct. Nicely done. Next
All
up.
those little dinosaurs lined up.
In Futurama, Leela wears a computer on her forearm. Which forearm is it? That's a hard one.
Yeah. Let me think about this. I'm going to say left.
You're going to say left? The answer is left. Oh, that's incorrect.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I watch Futurama. It's been a while since I've seen an episode of Futurama, but there's no way I'm going to remember that.
I wouldn't have remembered that.
Yeah.
Let me just picture it for a second. Yes, I'm pretty good at image recall. I can't picture where her arm is.
I was hoping you were going to ask me which eye is Leela missing.
Oh, that'd have been good. The one that isn't in the middle, I guess.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
The upper or lower.
Here's one for you. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's he used to wrestle.
You're welcome.
Has tribal tattoos covering one of his shoulders. Which shoulder is it?
Oh, let me think. Let me see if I can smell what The Rock is wearing. I think the tattoos are on his left side.
Let's find out if that's correct. That is correct. Well done. Nicely done.
Yep.
Final question. In the movie Star Wars 4: A New Hope.
I knew this was coming. Oh, 4. Okay.
Well, episode 4.
Yeah,
Wait, that's not right, is it? No, it is episode 4. Star Wars
it is episode 4. I really was thinking there was going to be a episode 5 question.
Right. Luke rescues Princess Leia from the Death Star by swinging over a chasm. Or as when I was a kid, I used to say, chasm.
Chasm.
Chasm. It's not a nice word. Anyway, one of Luke's hands...
Like
yeah, no. One of Luke's hands is holding on to Leia, while the other is holding the cable. Which hand is holding the cable?
All right. Well, what's cool about this is there's that iconic poster that I believe shows the two of them swinging across. Leia's on the right, Luke is on the left. So if Luke is on the left, he's holding Leia with his right arm.
All right. You say right?
Yes.
Or wait, he's holding Leia with his right arm?
He's holding Leia with his right arm. Is the question which hand is he using to hold the cable?
Yeah, so that would be left,
right?
right?
Left.
Okay,
yeah.
So let's see. Is that correct? Well done. Nice job. You have scored a total out of 10 possible points, 7.
All right.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
No.
I was really hoping, Infinity Gauntlet on the right hand.
Yeah.
Luke lost his right hand, I believe.
Oh, that's a good one. We could have done that.
Yeah.
Was it his right? I don't know.
No, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's see. I'm remembering the scene at the end of Empire where the robot's fixing his hand and...
Oh, it's got to be right because when he's going no and he's holding it, I think.
Right. Yes,
he's holding his right stump. I think.
Oh no, people are saying left. Or
is it?
His thesis is no. Luke lost his right hand. Yes. Okay. Icor confirms.
All right, lost his right hand. Icor, can you give us some proof? It's just people in the chat going, no, it's this. Oh, okay, definitive proof. No, it's this.
Right,
oh,
exactly.
okay, never mind. We've cleared it up.
No, I'm gonna basically when somebody says the thing I agree with, that's what I'm gonna say. Yep, okay, it's confirmed.
Yeah, American politics 101.
Because R2D2's right hand.
Congratulations, Brian. That was fun. I enjoyed it. Thanks, Kenneth, for the good times there, buddy. I appreciate you sending that in. And every once in a while we get one of these, and I'm always excited to do it with Brian for I don't know why, but I enjoy it. Nothing wrong with keeping you nice and sharp for your next big trivia.
I know.
thing.
No, I love that. I appreciate that. At some point, actually, I put it in our Film Sack discussion on Slack, but I did not really a quiz, but it's more like a rating system today where you decide which MCU film you like better. It gives you 2 options, and then you say which one you like more. And after doing that for several questions, it gives you a listing of the order of the MCU films in the order you like them.
Did it work for you?
It worked perfectly for me. I mean, I'm looking at my list, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's about right.
Oh, I'm going to do this now. Okay. MCU,
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, let's just do this because I want to know what this is. This sounds great.
All right. It takes a few minutes, so do it. So be rapid, Scott.
All right, I'll be rapid. Which would you rather watch right now? Spider-Man Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Probably Homecoming. Which would you rather watch right now? Civil War or Doctor Strange?
Oh, come on now. That's an easy one for you.
It's not actually.
Really? See, because I'm...
Barely Civil War. Barely Civil War for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which would you rather watch right now? Iron Man 3 or Guardians? Guardians, easy. Which would you rather watch right now? Captain America the Winter Soldier or The Dark World? Duh! Winter Soldier's the best movie they made. Are you kidding me? Okay, Age of Ultron or Avengers? Avengers. Ultron sucks. Incredible Hulk or Iron Man 2? I would actually watch the Hulk again. Ant-Man and the Wasp or Iron Man? I haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp yet. This is bad. I'll say Iron Man.
Oh, you haven't seen that yet?
No.
You haven't seen Dark World yet either.
No, I know.
Oh, Scott.
Yeah, but comparing Dark World to freaking Winter Soldier, there's no way I'm choosing Dark World even if I haven't seen it. There's no way.
Yeah, no. You
Not
definitely
a
wouldn't choose
freaking chance that's happening.
Yeah.
All right, Thor or Captain America First Avenger? Probably Captain America First Avenger. Black Panther or Ant-Man? Black Panther. Captain Marvel or Thor Ragnarok? Thor Ragnarok. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 or Avengers Infinity War? Infinity War. Infinity War or Homecoming? Infinity War. Iron Man 3 or Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange. Strange or Galaxies? Galaxy. Guardians or Civil War? Guardians. Easy. Ultron or
Over
Dark
Civil
World?
War? I remember a time where you saying Civil War was your favorite.
No, never have I said that. I absolutely.
Really? Okay, it's always been Winter Soldier, and I'm getting him confused.
Oh, absolutely, yes. For me, and it's also, in my opinion, Civil War is it's not a bad movie, but I don't think it's one of the weaker of the lineup, in my opinion.
Wow.
I did not enjoy that one as much as not for me. It's not even close to Winter Soldier. I love that movie.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see. Thor: Dark World, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Probably.
You're gonna rate the thing you haven't seen higher than the thing you have seen and that you don't like.
I feel like it because Ultron is my least favorite thing they ever did. Like across the board, it's my least favorite of the Marvel movies. But I've only seen it, so maybe I have to choose it. All right, I'll choose it. Winter Soldier over Age of Ultron. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's easy.
The Avengers over Captain America, Winter Soldier. I like Winter Soldier more. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Iron 2, Ant-Man. Incredible Hulk, Ant-Man. Probably Ant-Man. Ant-Man and Thor, Ant-Man. Captain America, First Avenger over Ant-Man. Probably. I like First Avenger. Black Panther over First Avenger, yes. Guardians Volume 2 over Captain Marvel. Probably Captain Marvel. I don't think Guardians 2 is very good. Captain Marvel or Spider-Man Homecoming? I don't know yet. Spider-Man Homecoming over Thor Ragnarok? Ooh, no, probably Thor Ragnarok. Ragnarok over Infinity War? No, I liked Infinity War better. Dark World over Iron Man 3? Yes, I hate 3. Strange over Dark World? Yes. Ultron, Doctor Strange easy. Doctor Strange and the Avengers. I like Avengers better than Civil War. The Avengers, Guardians. Ooh. Guardians of the Galaxy versus the first Avengers, Brian. That's a hard one.
Not for me. Not for me. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the first 5 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with Mr. Blue Sky and...
Well, no, I'm just comparing Guardians 1 here to Avengers.
Oh, Guardians 1. Oh, I like Guardians 1 even better than 2. So, again, no choice. No conflict for me.
More than Avengers.
More than Avengers. Yeah.
All right. I'll do it. Guardians and Winter Soldier. Oh, frick. They're maybe my two. They're my two favorite of the whole bunch.
Winter Soldier and which one?
And Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Oh yeah.
Probably Winter Soldier. Okay, Thor and Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 probably weirdly. Iron Man 2 and Ant-Man. Hulk and Ant-Man. Ant-Man and Iron Man. Iron Man 3, Guardians Volume 2. Boy, this is long. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Yeah.
Yeah, the bar across the bottom tells you how fast or how...
Oh, we're almost there then. I'm almost there.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
This isn't too bad. Okay, I'm just going to rip through the rest of these. Let's see. We'll do Avengers over that. Avengers over that. Oh, I think I like Thor better. I
like hearing this. I mean, I thought I would have been able to predict it because I thought Civil War was
my favorite. Oh, not even
was
close.
your favorite, or was one of your favorites. But yeah,
it's one of my least favorites.
Wow,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Even with that great airport battle with Ant-Man going big and Spider-Man Underoos popping in for the first time. And...
Oh yeah, it's a little weird, right? I don't know.
Well, I think it is weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel that way about it, but I totally do. All right, Doctor Strange over Hulk. Probably that over that. Okay. All right, well, I like Civil War more than that one, so that's fine. Iron Man, Captain America, Civil War. Sure. Okay, I'm almost done. Maybe. Guardians Volume 2 over First Avenger. No. Captain America, First Avenger. This is taking longer than I thought. Oh, yeah. Homecoming, Black Panther. Let's see. Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok. Okay, here we go. I got it.
All right. Okay, let's hear it.
MCU
I just want to hear your
result.
top 3 and your bottom 3. How's that? That's
totally
the,
fine. That's totally fine. Well, I'll even rip through the top 10 because I think it's accurate, or at least seems like it.
Okay. All right.
Number 1, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Totally easy. My pick. 2, Avengers, Infinity War. I think that tracks. Guardians of the Galaxy at 3rd. I would say that's true. 4th, Thor Ragnarok. I would also say that's true. Black Panther at 5th.
That's the first one where we agree. Thor Ragnarok at number 4.
Oh, is it 4 on all ours? Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
5, I have Black Panther. 6, The Avengers. 7, Spider-Man: Homecoming. 8, Captain America: The First Avenger, and 9, Captain Marvel. And at 10, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. My bottom 10. Let's see, my bottom 3. I'll say my bottom 3. That's dumb because it's a list of 20.
Bottom 3. Right, it's a list of 20. My top 10. I'll just leave the trouble. Do my top 10 and my bottom 10.
Out of 20 total options.
Guess what number 11 is?
At 19, Avengers: Age of Ultron is at 19. I would actually swap that for the worst one, so I'm not sure that's accurate. 20, Thor: The Dark World. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I probably short shrifted that movie.
Yeah. I think you'd like it more than Age of Ultron.
I probably would. And then at number 21, I have Iron Man 3.
That's what I've got. I've got Iron Man. So my bottom 3 are Incredible Hulk, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Because I do like Thor: The Dark World more than Incredible Hulk. I'm surprised Iron Man 2 is that high on my list, but I do like Sam Rockwell, and I think that might be the.
Oh, he pushes you over the edge, eh?
He pushes that one up for me.
I like that
my top 5: Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Guardians 2, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
well, there you go.
That's top 5 right there.
Well, the bottom line for me is there's something I like about all of these. This is more of a which one do I like the least of what are generally considered pretty good movies. Like,
yes, right.
For me, Age of Ultron's the only one that gets close to being garbage for me. Everything else is like watchable to great, which is, better than most movies. So well done, MCU. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. Gosh, that took forever. What else we got here?
Let's talk about TMS Vegas.
Oh yeah, don't get your tickets. We're running out and we're getting close. Today's the 18th, so we're still not quite. Let's say a little bit more than a month away from the event.
A month and a week.
Yeah, just a friendly reminder: hop over there, get your tickets, get them solid. We had somebody who had a last-minute thing come up last night and had to return their tickets, 2 of them, which means those became available as well. So snap them up. Available over at vivatmsvegas.com. All the links are there that you're going to need to find everything you need, including the hotel block thing. Although, when's that block end?
Oh, block might end. Let me see here, actually.
I forgot when that was.
I think the block either ends today or a week from today. Oh, here we go. Nope, March 26th. So you have 1 week and a day to get your rooms as part of our block.
I'm glad we brought that up. So that's if you want to be a part of our block, which is going to save you money is the point. Do that. Otherwise, all of Vegas is open and available to whoever wants to stay wherever they want to stay. But we wanted to make sure that was out there and in your heads. But anyway, get it now while you can. Before we move on to Battle Royale, I need to know how the mystery date went because you had a really rad one planned.
I did. This was my like pièce de résistance mystery date. This was one that I bought back in December because as soon as I saw it become available, I said that is a mystery date right there.
Yeah. So
Tina and I both obviously big fans of 80s movies and 80s movie actors and stuff like that. But one of her favorite actors of the 80s is John Cusack. Cusack, I guess, is as confirmed of how it's pronounced. Cusack. And last night there was a showing of Grosse Pointe Blank. I thought it was an anniversary showing. It's the 22nd anniversary. It's not a very big anniversary of Grosse Pointe Blank. But it included a 1-hour Q&A session at the end with John Cusack. And so he was there in attendance. He was on a stage in front of us. We were, about 25 rows back, so we weren't super close. But it was, number one, it was great seeing Grosse Pointe Blank in a theater with a bunch of super fans of the movie who were like, cheering whenever when Dan Aykroyd first appears on screen, and when John Cusack first appears on screen, Joan Cusack first appears on screen. I don't know why, but not as many cheers when Jeremy Piven first appears on screen.
Yeah, I wonder why.
But I don't know. I mean, I like Jeremy Piven. But
he's got
anyway.
a little bit of his own little creeper Me Too thing going on right now. But yeah.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Does he have that going on?
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh,
though.
well, yeah, okay.
He'll get through it.
Yeah. They always do.
Yeah.
But and then afterwards, having him do some Q&A. It was for the most part with a Denver Post reporter who was on stage moderating. But after about 10-15 minutes of moderating, they turned it over to the crowd to ask questions. So they had 2 lines on either side of the stage, of the audience, where people could line up and ask questions. They just went back and forth. Now, Scott, I attended BlizzCon this last year, and I went to a great Q&A panel that was hosted and moderated by you. And one of the things that I think made that such a great panel is that the questions were kept moving very well, and the questions were moderated. People couldn't just walk up and ask questions without those questions kind of being vetted as oh, that's a really good question, we're going to put that in. Because let me tell you what last night was.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Last night was, okay, yes, sir, can I have your question? It's John effing Cusack right there, man. Oh, dude, I love your movies. I grew up with your movies, man. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to the other side. Yes, ma'am. Oh my God, I'm so happy my husband isn't here, because I just want to tell you that you are so hot. That's all I wanted to say. Then you get long gray hair, white stoner dude. So, John, I know there's a famous photograph of you kind of hanging out with Johnny Depp and the great Hunter S. Thompson, who I refer to as Doctor. And I brought this rubber Richard Nixon mask for some reason. I don't know. He explained why he brought it, and I still don't understand why he brought it. But a rubber Richard Nixon mask looks like it just got pulled off of Patrick Swayze's head.
Okay.
I brought this mask. I was hoping you could tell us about what it was like to hang out with the great doctor, Hunter S. Thompson.
Dude, I would leave. I would be so done with this.
We had just as much of a blast looking over at each other when there was a goofy question. That's kind of an exaggeration, but not much of one, because it would be like you'd get one of those and then a good question. Like, oh, what's it like? You're in your movies all the time with Joan Cusack, with your sister. How does that work? Like, is it in your deal that she has to be in there as well, or do directors just know to hire both of you? And he's like, well, it's usually in the movies that I produce and direct. So, and I know she'll work for cheap, and I know I can, she'll only answer my phone calls, so I bring her in. It's like, oh, that's a great question. All right, good. Then you get over to, oh my God, John Cusack. I watched all of your movies, and I have to say my favorite one is 2012.
What a terrible one to say.
I know, exactly. I just love you. I love you in Con Air.
Did anybody show up with like a boombox over their head or any of that? Or...
Nobody showed up. That's surprising. Nobody showed up with a boombox.
Yeah.
But people did show up with copies of High Fidelity, the album cover, and holding it up, and
it's a great movie.
Oh yeah, it was just too funny. It was such a great time, and Tina and I were grinning from ear to ear the entire time.
Still one of the best movies ever made. It's in my top 5. I love that
Grosse
movie.
Point Blank.
Oh,
yeah, that's so great.
Love
And
it.
man, you forget how awesome Dan Aykroyd is in that.
No,
I know
Dan
you don't
Aykroyd is
forget.
amazing. He's amazing in it. Like, it's
Every time he appears on screen, he's
his best role. Like, straight up. Name something better. You can't do it. It's so good.
I mean, Blues Brothers maybe, but
I don't even know, man.
Close.
I don't even think I could go Blues Brothers. I think Dan Aykroyd peaked.
Ghostbusters maybe, or
not even close. I love Ray, don't get me wrong, but I think he peaked in Grosse Point Blank and never met that again. Like, it's that good. So good. That movie's great, you guys, and it's not that old. Like, 97 seems like forever ago, but it's not that old. It holds up.
Did you ever see War Incorporated or War Inc.?
No, never did.
It apparently reteams it's kind of a unintentional, not unintentional. I mean, they're playing different characters, but Tom Cruise is still like a hitman, and Dan Aykroyd and Joan Cusack, and I think Jeremy Piven, like all of the same people are in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's several years later, but it is really good.
I would watch that.
I mean, I'm saying it's really good. I don't know if it's really good. I haven't seen it either, but I want to see it, and I hear it's really good.
All right.
How's that?
Do you remember?
Anyway,
did you notice what video game they were playing in the?
Oh yeah,
gas
it's
station?
Doom 2. Man,
They were playing a Doom 2 arcade machine, and people hear about that and they go, "What? That didn't exist. That's fake." No. They made one of those. That was a thing you could go and put quarters in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It was rare as hell, like very hard to find one of those, but there were a couple of Doom machines out there. Oh, you're making me want to watch it again.
It's a great one, man. It's such a great movie. And Joan Cusack is again, she steals every scene that she's in. She never. Oh no, I take that back. I was gonna say she never appears in scenes with anybody, but there is one scene where she and John share the scene. But for the most part, she's talking to everybody over the phone.
Yeah, there's a scene in their office where they're having a back and forth. She's amazing.
Yes,
oh my gosh,
exactly.
everything about that movie is so good, you guys. Everything about it. If you haven't ever seen Grosse Point Blank, let me tell you what you're in for, just in a brief way. If you got a little Tarantino in you, and you got a little John Hughes in you,
Then we're apologizing right now for you.
You took those, you took those two things and you mushed them together. That's what this is.
Yeah,
it's
right.
got this.
They even talked about how this was kind of at the in the early stages of kind of this wave of Tarantino-styled films that we got, which were like horror, not horror, but action thrillers with a little bit of comedy. Yeah, not even really action thrillers. Just like how it's very Tarantino.
It's like dark comedy, dark dialogue.
Right, dark, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Well, this movie actually has heart, which makes it
really does.
The John Hughes side is strong, and that's my point. They fused these two seemingly different genres, this kind of violent Tarantino-ish hitman movie with this go back to your high school reunion and listen to 80s music. And I mean, maybe part of the reason I'm suckered into that movie so much is because it's my era. It's my age. It's literally my year of graduation. So he's going to his 10-year graduation in 97. I went to my 10-year reunion in 97.
Did you?
Yeah, John Cusack's character graduated in 1987. I graduated in 1987.
Actually, it was 1986.
Oh, that was 87.
No, the movie takes place in 1996 for the 10-year anniversary of the graduation.
Right.
And what's interesting about that, and I need to look this up, what movie did John Cusack do in 1986? Was that same thing was later?
I don't know.
Because let's see here. Because in Grosse Point Blank, he's going back to his 10-year. Oh, One Crazy Summer was 86.
Yeah.
Right. So I think he's graduating high school in One Crazy Summer, if I remember correctly.
Right. That sounds right.
And Grosse Point Blank, he's going back to his 10-year anniversary from graduating in 1986. And in Hot Tub Time Machine, oh my God, one of my favorite movies of yours is Hot Tub Time Machine.
I would die. I couldn't do it.
And so in that movie he goes back to 1986 for his graduation. Yeah. So it's like 3 movies that John Cusack has done where he graduates or talks about his graduation in 1986.
All right, so he graduated the year my brother graduated. There, I'll take that. But it's got this it just knows its time frame. It knows its nostalgia. It knows its music. And oh my gosh, Grosser is the best character in the history of movies. He's so good.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, there you have it, everybody. We're not doing news. We're just going right to Battle Royale.
Yay!
So if you're all sitting there thinking, "Hey, am I still going to win this deal?" By the way, it was 7 women who came out and said that Jeremy Piven had assaulted them in some way or another. So there's that.
Jeez. Okay.
Good times.
I must have missed that.
Good job there, Jeremy Piven. Good job. I mean, he claims he didn't do any of it. So
and the sad thing is that it's in line with the kind of characters that he plays, so it makes it harder not to believe.
Yeah, because like his Entourage character, for example.
His character in this, like he practically assaults Jenny Slater in the.
Yeah, he's a kind of a douchebag. in all of his movies.
He is. Yeah.
Anyway, let's do this. I guess I gotta add. Who's our guy? Oh,
You gotta
Randy's
add him
our
in
guy.
Discord.
Yeah, Randy's our guy today.
Randy's our guy.
Yeah, done away at a meeting or lunch or something, and
Yeah, his staff was taking him out for lunch today, and he couldn't pass that up.
yeah, he's out getting a staph infection. It'll be great. I'm sure it'll turn out all right for everybody. And
I'm sure. How could it not?
here's this part. Hey everybody, check it out. It's time for us to play a little game. It's called Battle Royale, and our guest contestant today is the returning Randy Jordan. Hello, Randy.
Hello, Scott. I have some highlights for you. You called it Firefly,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed that. You guys are, what happened on Firefly? And I was like, oh, I really enjoyed watching the butterfly effect with
Yeah,
it.
the fly. I like emphasis on the wrong syllable. Is that what you're telling
It
me?
was great. That was so
What's
great.
the Jeff Goldblum? What's the Jeff Goldblum movie then? The Fly?
The fly. Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Captain Marvel and Black Panther are tied for the best MCU films, and the most recent thing with the nonsense and the jeweled fist is the worst. What was that? Infinity War. Infinity War is number 21. I did the rankings. I did the rankings thing along with Scott, and I ended up the bottom 3 are Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then Incredible Hulk, and then Infinity War is the worst one.
How do you have? Where's Ultron on your
Iron
list?
Man 3? How do you have
That's
Iron
the
Man
fourth
3 higher
worst.
than?
Okay,
The fourth worst.
Okay, so
It's number 18.
all right. So you're at least
then-
we're down there. Okay.
And then I just want to say, I just said on Saturday we were recording Film Sack that there should be like a hard and fast rule that live Q&As are always garbage. And it was so funny to hear you provide all this
about
evidence.
that last night. Yeah.
Like it took me back to. I'm sorry, I've had a lot of coffee. It took me back to Jim Rome. Do you remember Jim Rome?
Yeah,
He was like
sports guy.
a big sports radio guy in the late '90s.
Still does.
Yeah.
He's still
He used
doing
to-
it. He's still around.
He made his bones taking calls. That was the big thing. Like what really turned him into a superstar in sports radio was that he took lots of calls and he let people talk.
Yeah.
And he would always say over and over, he always said, this show would be perfect if not for the callers. And it was like, that's your whole show. I don't understand the joke. But now I do. I
Yeah.
totally do.
He still
people.
does. Here he is. Here, I'll just give you a taste of Jim Rome now. 2019 Jim Rome. Hold on. He's talking about how he thinks Cleveland sucks, which I don't think is much of a stretch for a lot of us. We all kind of think the Cleveland Browns suck, but hold on a second. It won't play. All right. Well, an error occurred. The video's been removed. Never mind. We're not playing it. But Jim Rome's still out there, still commentating. Does something for CBS now. CBS Sports. I don't know what. But there you have it.
No, somebody said in chat I was too impatient for two-part movies. No, I hate Infinity War because it ends with something that I know is going to get reversed. There's no mystery. There's no tragedy. I'm not at all emotionally invested in a bunch of superstar characters getting killed off because I instantly know they're all going to be returned to life.
I heard it here first.
I just hate it.
Randy Jordan hates The Empire Strikes Back.
I do actually think it's way overrated. Empire Strikes Back is
You're
not my favorite
insane.
Star
You're an
Wars.
insane person. But here's the thing I want to say about what you're thinking there. I'm not so convinced that everybody gets back. In fact, I'm more convinced than ever since this is the final MCU movie of this phase, and for a lot of these actors, they're out. I think this is their way out of those. I think they're not gonna have suddenly. I'm trying to think of one. I don't want to give away who died, but there are going to be some of these characters who I think they figure out a way to bring back. Let's just say I think Peter Parker is not dead. I'm just going to say that. But I think there's a bunch of them that probably are.
Yes. Any Marvel character that has a sequel coming up in the next couple of years, or one that is going to be directed by the rehired James Gunn, probably is going to be coming back out.
Right. So I'm going to say that anybody like that, yes, they'll figure out a way to bring them back. But the story will make it so that those whose contracts are up and they're done, I don't think we see them again.
It was a lot of fun doing all that voting along with you. Like I was going along, and Scott's like he and I had the same choices a couple of times at the same moment, and we made different decisions. Obviously, like I think Captain Marvel and Black Panther are the best movies in the series, but like it was just very, very interesting how that worked.
Well, we'll get into the James Gunn stuff later, by the way, during Steven's segment today, because that is kind of big news, and we'll talk all about it. All right, we have a listener on the line to play Battle Royale with us. Hi, who's this? Hello?
Listener,
Oh,
now is the time on which you speak.
well, that's weird. You know what?
Oh.
That was really weird. It's like they weren't there. You know what? Call again, everybody.
Yeah, when I said don't do Q&As, I didn't mean everything.
No, yeah, I didn't mean your whole life. He just meant in this particular. Oh, okay, now we got one. I think this is probably real.
You know, at TMS Vegas, we're going to get a bunch of people going, oh my God, that episode of Film Sack You Did on Crawl was my head.
It's so good. Can you do a line from the here?
We need to do a whole Q&A episode of Film Sack. That's what we need to do.
I'll do that.
Film Sack where
AMA or
we
something.
don't watch a movie. We just do a Q&A, and all we do is moan and whine because we shouldn't have done that.
We can do that, and we'll do it live. Hey, hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Clacky D in Des Moines.
Clacky D in Des Moines, Iowa. The heartland of America. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to play a little game with you. Thank you for your patience. It starts now with Brian Ibbott explaining these rules and what you could win.
That's right, Clacky D in Des Moines. I'm going to give Scott and Randy a topic, and they're going to go back and forth with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win will go to the other player. Your job is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you are playing for a 3-pack of prizes of Steam games, courtesy of Steven Costner. You're getting Song of the Deep, Monster Loves You, and AI War Fleet Command. It could also be Al War, but I'm going to say it's AI War.
It is AI
Plus,
War. You're correct.
Plus, you're going to get a Frog Pants mystery pile of prizes from Scott, mailed right to your door.
Yeah, nothing in there that's like caustic or explosive or anything weird like that. It will be a nice pile of rad things if you trust me to send you if you win today. So that's
all
very
right,
exciting.
their topic today is the Spartan variety of the Swiss Army knife is one of the best-selling models of the Swiss Army knife, and it has 12 tools on it. How many of those 12 tools can you name? Knowing, Clacky D, that is the topic, who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to go first?
I think Randy probably has that kind of random knowledge, so I'll go with him.
Okay.
And Scott could start.
Okay. Oh man. So Brian, some clarification. Are there?
Yes.
I mean, one of these is just straight up, or maybe multiple, but one of them is just like a straight up knife. I can say that, right?
I'm gonna need a little bit of modifier on just the word knife.
Oh, geez.
Because there might be multiple, and you might need some way of differentiating them. But that's.
Oh.
Yeah.
I am a freaking Eagle Scout. I carried one of these in my pocket for at least a decade. I cannot possibly do that. Like I have.
I'm sorry. Try. We're gonna try.
Actually, in the chat room saying Randy has this in the bag. He was an Eagle Scout. Eagle Scout. So.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was an Eagle Scout? Apparently needed to come up before this one.
I've never heard the word Spartan. That's so weird that it's called a Spartan.
Yeah, there's several different models, and some of them have like 42 different elements on there, and they weigh 18 pounds. But
wow.
This is one of the best-selling.
I'm gonna assume the name Spartan means it's like sparse. It's like not that big.
Well, there are only 12 tools on it. 12 elements on it, I should say.
Yeah.
12,
Okay.
Yeah, let's say 12.
I guess I carried a bigger one then. I wonder what the bigger one is. The one with more like 24 tools.
Jamie, can I get that cut out? I want to hear Randy say, I carried a bigger one.
Yeah, he carried a bigger one. I'm sure he can track that down.
I get that all the
no
time.
problem. So, all right, well, here, I'm going to start. I'm going to say, let's do, I know there's a bottle opener on there, right? Tell me there's a bottle opener on there. Or can opener? It's the same.
All right, I'm gonna give you can opener. Can opener is on there. It should be bottle opener because it is the little weird hook thing that looks like that.
Yeah.
So you just let Scott name two things?
No.
Is that how this goes?
No, he's saying there's not one of them, right? Is that what you're saying?
It's listed. It's described by the Swiss Army Knife Company as a can opener, but it's clearly also a bottle opener. It is something that you could use to open a bottle.
I've used one of these knives to open a bottle. I know I have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Damn it.
So let this be a lesson, Randy. Do not say bottle opener.
Wow. Okay. Huh. I'm gonna go ahead.
We also would like this to last more than 18 seconds. So
I'm gonna go ahead and call off the large knife. there's like the biggest thing on it is the blade that opens up when you grab it at first. So like,
correct.
Say
The
large
large blade is indeed.
Okay.
Is that what they call it? A large blade?
Large blade.
Okay.
Call it a large blade. Some folks call it a Kaiser blade.
I like French fried taters. Mm-hmm. All right, how about a corkscrew? Is that in there?
Corkscrew is indeed on there, yes.
The freaking Swiss dude just like, we are very tired. We are going to drink wine. That's French. I don't know why I'm doing a French.
And Kilmarok says the bottle opener would be a corkscrew. I disagree. I think the corkscrew is used as a cork remover.
Yeah.
But there's also like the kind of bottle openers that you get, and
dude,
you need that. You need that as well.
That was some strong Foley just now.
You like my Foley work?
That was amazing.
It sounded like you opened a bottle of IBC root beer.
It did. I'm impressed with that. Wow. All right. Sorry, Randy, your turn.
I've opened a lot of bottles in my time, boys.
Yeah. Jeez Louises.
Now, of course, I could be thinking of the wrong knife, but I got to go from the biggest to the smallest and recall that it had tweezers that you pull out of the end. And I loved that about it. I was always pulling those out and pushing it back in, that little tweezer.
Yeah. Jamie, I want that one too. Yes, indeed there were tweezers.
I was always pulling it out and putting it back in.
I think I want that one more. I was always pulling it out and then pushing it back in.
Yeah.
By the way,
the tweezers that if you keep pulling them out, they get worn to the point where they start falling out in your pocket automatically.
Yep.
Okay.
And I just want to say for the people who don't ever watch the live stream, it is so freaking fun to focus on your cat. It's just like your cat is the most inspirational thing. It grounds me and brings my brain.
We're
to
all
a good
speaking of Firefly. Namesake cat is the greatest cat in the world. My cat's a piece of shit. Named after Deckard Cain. It's not nice. I hate my cat.
She is my companion. Yeah, I have a camera now that points directly at her, but I don't have a way of doing the of putting that one in Discord. I don't think.
You'd have to. You'd have to change cameras.
It's also weird to think that when you pet a cat, you're touching a surface that was recently salivated.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, you touch the back of the head. I guess they do still do that. Like,
yeah.
You gotta feel there's parts of a cat that a cat can't reach to clean itself.
Sure, but in the last 45 minutes, I've watched your cat put saliva on every surface. Like, it's amazing.
She's your familiar, Brian. That's what she is. I'm going with at least the one I used most recently, which was like 12 years ago, was probably a long time ago. Anyway, I had a little pair of scissors on it.
This one does not have. I know the kind of which you speak. Yeah, the Spartan does not have that little spring-loaded pair of scissors on it. I know exactly the one you're talking about. But
Brandy says already as we are 5 minutes away from the break.
I'm just sad because I said large knife and I'm just bracing for Scott to say small knife, instead he goes for a reach and loses.
I thought they had little scissors. Okay, can I ask you if it had a toothpick? Because that was my other one.
It does. Yeah, it does have a toothpick. That's at the other end if you pull it out, and
it's just like the scissor or the tweezer end, except it's a single pick, like a.
Right. Here are all the things you could have said. The remaining things you could have said. As Randy points out, you could have said small blade.
Yeah.
Small screwdriver, cap lifter. Cap lifter might be bottle cap.
Yes, that's the bottle opener.
That's bottle opener.
Yeah, okay, so that's a cap lifter. Well, it's called a cap lifter, and thought you maybe use it like to do one of these things when you're wearing baseball.
It's called a cap lifter by the Swiss. What do they know?
Large screwdriver, wire stripper, reamer punch.
Whoa!
That's my finishing move.
Easy, yeah.
Key ring, which I don't know how you call it a tool. That's just the thing that you put it on your keychain so you don't lose it, and then toothpick.
Oh, they count the key ring. Are you kidding?
They count the key ring. Yep.
That's hilarious. That's a very glass half empty way of looking at a key ring.
The most important thing on it is that reamer has a hole in it. Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh, you could use that for a lot of things, for like sewing.
Mm-hmm. Oh. That reamer has a hole in it. Also, isolate that audio.
You give us so much.
You really give us so much, Randy. We expect
so little.
Yeah, he takes nothing in return, yet he comes and he gives so much. All right, I'm going to play this for the winner.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
And this for me.
Oh, no.
Well done. Following Randy into the forest was a smart idea this time, it turns out, and you are our winner. That means, very simply, Clacky D, all you got to do... Wait, is it Clacky D?
Clacky D.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All you got to do is send an email to coverville@gmail.com. We'll make it easy. So do that for the digital stuff, and then Brian will send me your email or communicate somehow with a reply or something, so I can get you the physical stuff.
Just include your address when you email me.
And Brian will get it to me.
That on to Scott.
Yeah. That's the easy way. Brian will just get it to me somehow. Congratulations, well done, and may Ohio be better for having you in it. All right, let's get out of that. Randy, the pleasure is often ours, and it is today.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to see me.
Yeah.
It's Randy Deluxe on Twitter.com. If you're not following me, you're sad. And how exciting is it that we're watching The Dark Crystal on?
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
So very exciting.
Yeah, parading out the Skeksis and the and they got the crystal to deal with, and it's dark.
I believe that's a direct quote from the movie.
Yeah. Scott needs to play only those kinds of quotes during the episode.
Or Iowa, not Ohio. Sorry, Clacky D. But also, the old lady pulls her eye out. Doesn't she take her eye out in this movie? Something like that. Edna or Padme or whatever her name is. She takes her eyeball out. Forgot her name. Randy, have a good day. All right.
Kira, I think.
By the way,
no, Kira is one of the cute ones. Agra pulls her eye out.
Magra. Fragra? What is it?
Agra. Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock. Got it. Another puppet. Agra. Thank you, Jeannie. I should try to describe that movie in an audio file before I see it, and I'll bet I'm 1,000 times wrong.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be a really good one, man.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I might do that. All right, we're going to take a break. Before we do, I'm going to tell you all of that weirdness that we just did was brought to you by a fellow Frog Pants fan, Dan Zanetti, who I wanted to say is running a Boston Marathon, or the Boston Marathon. There's not like multiples of them. It is the Boston Marathon to raise money for research at Boston's Children's Hospital. 100% of what they raise will fund research into cures and for pediatric epilepsy, myoma. Am I saying that right? Moya. I haven't heard of that. Sturge-Weber syndrome and pediatric brain tumors and CP. I'm not sure what CP is short for either, but
Moya sounds like a disease that was first discovered by a Hawaiian doctor.
Yeah, while he was getting his poi or whatever the hell they do over there. Anyway.
How about he's eating his mahi-mahi?
Exactly. These are all good causes, though, and all that money goes to Boston Children's Hospital. So support Dan by going to bit.ly/marathonmandan, which is awesome. And by the way, Bitly isn't Bitly case sensitive?
It might be. So capitalize Marathon Man Dan.
Yeah.
Each of those letters, first letters.
Bit.ly Marathon Man Dan. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it'll be time for Steven Schleicher. We got the Trek Nerd today, and more. Before all of that, though, a song from Brian Ibbett, who will now tell us what the hell it is.
That's right. Some electronica. This includes EDM elements, but the performer, a guy named Cube, Qube, does not necessarily say that they are an EDM artist. They're actually inspired by folks like Gary Newman, Kraftwerk, Jean-Michel Jarre, Vangelis, Ultravox, and OMD. And I love this. I want to pick up. I only got the one song. I'm actually going to go out and pick up the rest of this on Friday when the rest of the album comes out. The album is called Urbanology. The song is Urbanology Part 5. Here is Cube, Qube.
We'll be right back.
Kaopectate is the diarrhea specialist. It's the one doctors and pharmacists recommend most for diarrhea. And now Kaopectate is even more of a specialist because there's a Kaopectate tablet formula for people who prefer tablets or travel on business and vacations.
Very satisfying.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, this is the morning stream.
All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to the program. Sorry about the weird diarrhea commercial thing.
That was undoctored commercial footage too, which is the amazing part. That
Oh
was
yeah,
the
no, I didn't do anything
original,
to it.
the way it was aired originally, which is amazing.
It's like 1992 or something, and the announcer said it, and there were fart noises, and I didn't do a thing. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. How's that song go?
Just like it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Him in the kitchen.
It wasn't me.
Him in the bathroom.
It wasn't me.
And he did it in the shower.
It wasn't me. That's not what's his name is all in trouble for like putting people in dungeons, is it?
No, that is not R. Kelly. That was Shaggy featuring Revon.
Oh yeah, Revon.
Revon.
That was a good 90s thing. I enjoyed it. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, Steven. Shit, I'm not ready at all. That's fine. I get it. We'll get it. All right, bringing it in. Here we go. No, Microsoft. I don't want to sign up for your business level. Okay, here we go. We're calling Steven. Right here on the phone. And he answered before it even made a sound.
Quick.
Jeez.
So quick.
Guys, be
professional.
That's right. Be like Steven.
Steven.
It's Steven Schleicher all the way from Hays, Kansas. I hope you guys are, all your tornado worries are over, right? We're done with that? Is that done?
No, it's spring, dude. Tornado season goes from now until August.
Oh. I didn't realize. I thought it was, for some reason, I thought you guys dealt with that crap like end of winter and then you're good.
No,
they're dealing with
the end of winter is spring.
Oh.
And then that carries on until end of September, end of August.
Well, all that talk last week about the Midwest and stuff getting slammed by
that passed us right over. Just went right over the top of us, hit Nebraska instead, and then came back down at Topeka.
Isn't that weird how it did
bomb
that?
Cyclone for you, yeah.
Yeah, is that why they call it a bomb cyclone? Because it kind of picks a place and then goes and then bombs that area and then doesn't touch anyone else. Yeah, that's weird.
Hunts like the wind in our raid group probably be able to explain it better than I could, but
Hunts like the wind. I like that.
Hunts like the wind. I mean, his character is Hunts the wind, but in I think in either raid chat or Discord or whatever, I think he's in there as Hunts like the wind.
Oh, I didn't realize he had a longer version of it. It was probably just shortened because the game won't take it that long.
I think so, yeah.
Well,
maybe I'm nuts. I could be nuts.
Isn't that a Christopher Cross song?
Yes, it's sailing, take me away from where I wanted to be, right? That's it.
Hunts like the wind.
Wait, that's not him, is it? It's not Christopher
Yeah,
Cross.
Christopher Cross.
Oh, I forgot he had one other song that was recognizable. It's interesting.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
What else is there? Give me another one.
Big hitman Christopher Cross.
Give me another hit. Give me a hit.
The best that you can do is fall in love when you get drunk between the moon and New York City.
Does it get drunk? Between the moon
No,
and New York?
it's when you get lost.
From
When
Arthur.
you get lost.
When you get lost.
Is it
between,
lost?
yeah,
I thought it was
lost.
because it's the official song from Arthur. I thought it's when you get drunk.
No.
And don't forget jump jump.
Yeah, jump jump.
Yeah.
Put your hands up.
Christopher
Hands
Cross
up.
will make you jump.
Yeah, he was huge in that era of rap and hip hop.
It was. That's right. It is. I always thought that it was drunk because it was the theme to Arthur. It's like, you get drunk between the moon and New York City. That's what Arthur does.
We didn't never really talk about how Arthur was a impactful couple of movies in our youth. Weirdly.
It was an alcoholism funny, kids.
Yeah, it was weird how much sway that had in our culture.
Yeah.
Because it was just, I think it was made for my parents. It wasn't even for us. But somehow we all thought it was great. Anyway. Hey, Steven, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Of course, Majorspoilers.com's own Steven Schleicher comes on the show, talk about pop culture stuff. We have not talked really at length or at all about this James Gunn business.
Yeah, so everybody remembers James Gunn was fired by Disney, specifically Alan Horn, who's the Disney Studios chairman, back in July for some tweets that he made over 10 years ago about pedophilia and some other things that James Gunn had said 10 years ago that he did it as a joke, and it was agent provocateur stuff. And when the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out, he had apologized profusely from that and said he had changed. All of his friends and members of the Guardians of the Galaxy cast said that's not the same person. And then late Thursday, early Friday, Alan Horn announced that no, James Gunn is coming back to be the writer-director for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I have a theory. You want to hear my theory?
Sure, let's hear your theory.
Here's my theory. I may have shared it before, but I'll share it again. I think Alan Horn was sitting around on the internet one afternoon, and he's just browsing through his tweets and looking through the news feeds and stuff, and He went, Tucker Carlson said what? Somebody call James Gunn and get him back. You know, because I mean, all I'm saying is what James Gunn was accused of was only an amplified. I mean, there's levels to everybody's misbehavior, right?
Right.
But his was so amplified by the fact that it was Disney and not some other employer. Like, if this was like New Line Cinema, who cares? Like, they weren't going to do anything. But this is Disney, and Disney's got this thing to keep up, and so they swooped in and said, nope, zero tolerance. Yeah, you're out of here, or whatever. And I really do think that in the light of so many horrendous, hideous things being said by people that will never get fired for what they're doing, that they had a look at it and went, all right, second chances here, guys. Like, come on. Like, this is pretty low rent. This wasn't him assaulting somebody. This wasn't him being, creepy about anyone in particular or going after anyone. He just makes some very off-color jokes.
Well, you have to remember what was also going on last year. We had the Me Too movement was going strong. We had a lot of people rising up against companies who were supporting people that had problematic pasts or had said things or done things in the past. And I think with the extreme right wing or alt-right people who rose up to bring these decade-old tweets to light, really thought that they were going to be able to force Disney to do this. And I think now, looking back, Disney was like, maybe we kind of jumped the gun, just to, see what I did there. Maybe just a little too fast. And Alan Horn did say in a statement that he had met with Gunn on multiple occasions to discuss the situation and believes that he really is not the same person that he was a decade ago, which I think is kind of the key point here, because I see a lot of people jumping up and saying, well, does this mean Roseanne's going to get her job back? I think it has to do with, has the person legitimately changed, or are they the same person?
Yeah. Have they shown tangible
remorse,
that sort of thing?
Efforts to improve themselves, etc.
She has not done that, dude. If you follow anything she's doing, I don't know what your definition of remorse is, but it ain't happening over at Roseanne's house.
And I'm certainly not going to defend, reading through James Gunn's tweets, I'm not going to defend that they are in incredibly poor taste.
Oh, yeah, they're super bad.
He's not seriously supporting pedophilia. He's not seriously, recommending that people go out and touch little boys and stuff like that. It's like a shock value joke kind of thing. Like, all in poor taste. I eat the hell out of that piece of pizza.
Right.
The equivalent of that.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Although that euphemism is gross. But anyway, the point is, what is the point? The point is they've decided, hey, second chances are the way to go. They reached out to Alan Horn for comment, and this is all he said in reply. I thought that was weird, but his name's Alan Horn, so what are you going to do? Did you see that dad joke? I just took it and rammed it right in.
Right for it. Like low-hanging dad fruit is what that was.
Right up the shooter.
Interesting. Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 hit 7 and 8 on my MCU list.
7 and 8, really? Guardians 1 and 2?
What were your top 3?
Yep.
What are your
top 3? Spider-Man Homecoming, Captain America, The First Avenger, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man. I did this twice, and Doctor Strange and Iron Man flip back and forth. So those are my top 4.
Iron Man that high. I mean, Iron Man's good, but I'm surprised it was that high.
Yeah, my bottom 4, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Avengers Age of Ultron, and of course, Hulk.
Oh, the Hulk
the bottom?
Hulk the bottom.
Oh, yeah, Hulk the bottom.
Wow. Hulk the bottom.
Hulk the bottom.
Hulk no like bottom.
Me like top. Yeah. Go ahead.
Scott, see those 2 YouTube links I put there next to the major spoilers bit?
Yeah, I see those.
Yeah, play maybe that first one for grins.
Oh, I can do that. It looked like it was part of Daryl's thing, so I assumed they were for later. Let me go ahead and run that. Okay, we got the first one. We're looking for audio here? Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, really audio is the key.
Okay. 2 notable ones, and they even told us where they were, and we'll get to that later. That's kind of spoilery. But they bring all this out, and they blow my mind. I walked out of there thinking this is, if not the best, it's certainly in like the top circle of 2 or 3 Marvel movies ever for me. It's hard for me now because so many of them overlap. I would probably put this, Winter Soldier, and Guardians all kind of mushed up in a ball for my favorite of the Marvel business. This is me talking about
that's you talking about Civil War. And then the other link is Hotline Monday around the same time.
Well, that's Hotline Monday is what I'm playing. Is there a different one?
Oh yeah, the other one is TMS.
Oh, well, let's play the bottom one's TMS then. Let's play that one. Okay, hold on. Here we go. What's Sleuth? Nope. Nobody told
they
anybody
do it
anything.
because they do it for the fan, not for the publicity.
Yeah,
which
is
really amazing.
so cool. And he died a week later, and got to see this final, arguably one of the best Marvel movies ever made, if not the best. Damn, what is my deal? All right, I think that.
Big thanks to Whiskey Mustache for sending me those links.
Yeah, also Whiskey Mustache, you have a lot of time on your hands. But also, I'll say this. I don't remember feeling that way, but I can tell you right now that movie has slipped in its popularity with me, clearly, because I don't think of it. I don't think of it nearly as highly as I did back then. But I don't remember feeling that highly about it. That is a shock to my system.
That's why I was so surprised. It's like that's what I remembered. I'm like, oh yeah, Civil War is going to be up in his top 2 or 3 for sure.
No, that explains why you thought I was losing my mind here today, because I feel very opposite of that now. That's a really weird thing to hear. Wow.
Number 13 on my list.
13th?
Yeah.
Wow, Civil War, really?
Where do you put
Infinity War number 11.
Okay, that was good. I was going to ask that. And then give me your top 5 total again. What's your top 5?
Spider-Man, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
And where your surprise Thor Ragnarok isn't up there too, because that's
Ragnarok is 6.
Okay. And
the
what
first
about
Thor
the
is number
Guardians
10.
movies?
Guardians of the Galaxy was 7 and 8.
Okay, all right.
I was also a lot skinnier then. Maybe I thought differently when I was skinny.
The blood was flowing to your brain.
Yeah, I was just looking at both these videos and I'm like, oh, there's 20 pounds ago.
It's okay, Scott.
It's all fine.
Anyway, sorry, I had to throw that in there.
No, that's great. I'm glad you
Yeah.
stuck those in there. All right, so beyond that though, this is good news for what? Like Drax was going to leave.
Yeah, he was threatening to leave. The interesting thing I think in this is Gunn is still scheduled to direct Suicide Squad 2. That is going to continue and move ahead on schedule. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will happen after that. Now it's going to be a big scheduling fight because Dave Bautista is now in the Dune movie, which is going into production. And if there is another anything else that he wants to be in, that might push some scheduling for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 into some weird territory.
Well, they all need to be hands off with Dune. Let Dune be what it needs to be, guys. Don't fiddle with that. Dune needs to be awesome. You give Denis Villeneuve all the room he needs to get it done, and you go over there and you have your good time and you make a rad Dune movie, and all these other ones can make their movies. Just wait. Just be okay if Dune needs a little schedule shift, okay? That's all I'm asking for, because Dune is lining itself up to be my next Fury Road, my next Blade Runner 2049. Like, Dune needs to be... Everybody needs to be careful and make sure Dune is good, is what I'm saying.
Dune 2049, The Fury Road.
I'd be into it. All right, well, that's all well and good. Arrow's ending. Do any of us care? Are we all done with Arrow? Are we done?
I think it's surprising because it is a show that has been very strong. I mean, it's not the strongest of all the CW DC shows on the list, but it has been going for 8 seasons. I really figured they would go for 10 seasons, especially since the Spooky Brothers, whatever that show is now up to like season 27 or something like that. Supernatural.
The Spooky Brothers.
Spooky Brothers.
The Adventures of the Spooky Brothers. Yeah, they've been going forever, those two.
Yeah, like 14 seasons or something like that. I've never watched a single episode, but it's been going on for 14 seasons. Interestingly, season 8 of Arrow will only be 10 episodes, and if anyone has been paying attention to anything that has been going on with the CW shows, the DC shows, you know that about 10 episodes into the season, that mid-season break is when they do their big giant crossover. And we've been promised Crisis on Infinite Earths for next year. So maybe instead of Barry making the ultimate sacrifice, I think it's going to be Arrow making the ultimate sacrifice.
I think well, and the other thing that kind of lends itself to that is this future flash forward thing that they're doing, which I really don't like because it's so anticlimactic to have people going into the future and saying, oh, this is what happened and this is what happened. It's like, okay, great. So we know that this, it's not like going into the past and saying, oh, this is how the character was shaped. It's like, oh, okay, so, well, we know this character comes around and we know this character comes around. This one doesn't die because they're in the future. But the fact that we have not seen Oliver in any of those flash forwards is kind of lends itself to that theory.
Yeah, even on one of the Legends of Tomorrow episodes, they go to the future, and I guess they have an older Oliver Queen who is retired, but there is John Diggle's son. At the time, his son had taken over that Arrow spot.
John Diggle, eh? Right. John Diggle. I like that name.
John Diggle.
Yeah, that's like the Dick Grayson of Arrow. Well, that's great. That's a nice long run, by the way. 8 seasons feels good.
Yeah, yeah. And then probably next spring we'll get the Batwoman show taking that slot.
Now, you may be usurping my Wednesday recommendal, but
oh man,
we should at least mention Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
Yes. This, if you've not seen this, you need to sit down and watch it. Each episode is about 15 or 20 minutes long. It's an anthology series. There are, I want to say, like 15 episodes. You can sit down and watch them in one sitting, like 4 hours. You can get through it.
I was surprised how many there were, thinking, all right, well, there's probably going to be like 6 or 8.
Yeah, I thought,
but yeah, I'm swiping through. It's like, oh my God, these never.
It's like 17 of them or something. There's tons of them.
Yeah, I'm savoring them.
Yeah.
If anyone has seen the trailer for this, you know that this is animation that is not kid friendly. There's lots of nudie bits all over the place. There's a lot of violence against women, which is one thing that kind of disturbed me just a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
except for that witness one, it kind of turned the tables on it at the end.
Oh yeah, the very first
still,
one. The very first one is all about
3/4 of that one is violence against women now.
No, you're right, but it had this great the way it twisted at the end. I'm like, oh. Yeah. So
and
now
that one so far has been my favorite as far as the animation style. Like it is so.
It's kind of like Spider-Man, right?
Kind of. Really it's the one with the couple that lives on the moon farm or whatever that I just started.
That one is brilliant. Suits.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into. I haven't finished that one yet, but it has that weird, like, let's lower the frame rate of the characters, but higher frame rate back. Like that's very Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
But the one I'm thinking of where he chases her all over town and
that's the one that's like Spider-Man. If you watch, they have the sound effects make the lines and they're kind of shaded a little bit the same.
I don't know what they're doing there. I have a feeling that's like film capturing with some sort of overlaid animated something. It's rotoscope something. I can't put my head around it, but it is striking.
Yeah,
it is.
There's a live action.
It does include some full frontal, so be ready for that.
Oh yeah, no.
There's lots of full frontal, both for men and women in this. Yeah. There's I think it's called The Junkyard or something like that.
Yeah.
That one's pretty interesting. There's a live action one with Topher Grace, and I forget who the actress is in this, which is really funny and really. If you step back from the entire show, it feels more like it should have been an Amazing Stories bit instead of in this anthology series. But this is season 1, and I really dug the heck out of it. And 3 days later, still thinking about all of the episodes, and I cannot place which one is my favorite. Although Suits is up there.
Yeah.
Have you watched all of them?
I have. Like I said, I sat down and in 4 hours, I was like, I've got nothing to do right now while this renders. I'm going to watch all of it.
It feels like a bit of a gift for guys of our generation because this is basically this throws back to Liquid Television for me.
This is heavy metal.
Yeah, this is heavy metal.
Was exactly the comparison I was getting.
Yeah, the heavy metal movie and just that era of let's do a weird anthology animation. That stuff when I was younger would fascinate me like nothing else. Like I was like, whoa, what are we doing with animation? What stories can we tell? Like Mobius and all that stuff. Like. That just had such a huge impact on me. So when I heard this was coming, I wasn't sure quite what to expect. I am so happy to report that despite the fact that we're talking about a much more modernized load of techniques being used across the board, amazing stuff. Like even the most video gamey, the first one, which is very video gamey, man, that's a cool thing. Like, just, I want to watch that. And by the way, I think that is that's a studio who does a lot of intros for various big
That's
name
what
games.
I thought it felt like.
Yeah. And
I also felt like the Suits one was almost a trailer for a game, and I would play the heck out of that game.
Oh, I would play the hell. Yeah, oh my gosh. I mean, this is just like, it's Liquid Television for a modern era, but it is, you are right to put out the warning that, hey, not for kids, everybody.
Yeah, definitely not for kids. I mean, I had to stop. I started Friday night when it was released. I watched the first episode and I was like, this is super violent. This is super bloody. I'm not sure I can handle more than one at a time. And then I sat down the next night. I said, okay, let me just watch the rest of these and just work my way through it. And then they had the one where the guy was chasing the woman and then Suits. And then I just kept watching it. Another one that is fascinating is, what is it called? Zima Blue, if you haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I keep hearing about that one. I haven't gotten there yet.
every single story makes you stop and think about what is the underlying message that they're trying to convey, or what is the point of this beyond the technology side of it. But for someone who grew up like our time period, Scott, heavy metal is definitely a huge influence in this anthology series.
Yeah, and you got your two main producers are David Fincher and the director. I can't remember his name, of the guy that directed the Deadpool movie, the first Deadpool movie. Those two are nuts about that subgenre, and clearly they're all in on this. Like, I'm surprised how all in it is. It's just like, hey, we had this idea we wanted to do, and here's 17 of these freaking things, and they're all really well made, and have at it. Like, it's a great experimental. I'm glad Netflix is willing to try stuff, to go places that perhaps others fear to tread or whatever. But for someone who's into animation, I used to go to animation festivals all the time when I was a teenager. They would come to small theaters, and you would sit and watch 2 hours worth of small animations, like short films and really weird experimental stuff and all of that. That's what this is, just in 2019. It's like going to one of those festivals again, and it's just no holds barred creativity, and in some cases debauchery, and like it's just not afraid to express itself.
Oh yeah, there's a whole one that's all about the what would happen if you traveled back in time and killed Hitler.
Yeah, I've gotten to it. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm excited to.
Yeah, so it's Love, Death, and Robots, for those people that missed the title earlier. Definitely worth checking out if you are mature enough to handle it, because there's, like I said, a lot of violence, a lot of nudity, but some amazing bits too.
Yeah, I want a whole movie about giant, remotely controlled alien lizard creatures that fight in an arena.
Yeah,
oh my god,
that one. I was thinking the same thing. Could totally be turned into a full-length movie, and I'd love to watch it.
I'd watch that whole thing. That even had what's his name in it? Caligula, that guy. Freaking, he saw the ribbon in Star Trek Generations. Wanted to go up there all the time.
Is that who that was? Oh, okay.
Right. Bad guy.
Clockwork Orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't think of his name. Not Hugh Jackman, chat room. Gosh dang it. I can't think of his name. But he voiced the guy that was like the creepy rich guy that wanted to have.
I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah. McDowell. Andy McDowell? No.
Yes, not Andy McDowell.
No, Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, it's not Rodney
not
McDowell
Rodney
either, by the way, in case you were going to go there. Dowell McDowell is his name.
Okay. Not McDowell's from Coming to America? Okay, great.
That's right.
That's it for that. What else? Oh, Becker College now has an Apex Legends scholarship program. So if you think you're good enough at Apex Legends and you want to try to get a scholarship, go for it, I guess.
Well, I think the more interesting thing is almost every school right now is leaning hard into the esports arena. In fact, the university here, Fort Hays State University, is gearing up to launch their own esports team next year. And it's scholarship opportunities. It's a chance for people to be recognized for their game playing talents. So for people who are wondering about what am I going to do in college or school, yes, you want to go there and learn. You want to go there and network. But if your ACT or SAT scores maybe are not super great, look for some scholarships. And if you can do some gameplay, ask your university, do you have an esports team, and what do I need to qualify to get on scholarship there?
They have it up at the U here, the University of Utah, with they have Overwatch teams. They do Hearthstone, Dota. Can't remember them all. Counter-Strike, I think. Oh, no, wait. Maybe Counter-Strike got banned for some reason. I can't remember. There was some weird reason Counter-Strike's not... Well, I can't remember. Anyway, don't count on me to know anything. The important thing is, forget about your SATs. Now you can focus on your APEXs. Apex
nice.
Legends, get it? Yeah.
Or your APMs.
Or
there
your
you go.
BFGs.
Or your K keys per... whatever it is. And here's the other important part of that. Apex Legends is going to, more than I think any of the other Battle Royale style games, I think it has the best chance of... esportsy stuff happening with it. So if you're good, go for it. If you're like me, probably don't try so hard.
You can get on the Hearthstone team.
Maybe.
Stay tuned for next year's TMS Vegas, where we're going to have the Apex Pants tournament.
Yeah, Apex Pants tournament coming soon to a...
Frog Pants needs to look at setting up a scholarship at the university there.
Yeah, let's get that going.
There you go.
Why not? I am going to donate a full-sized cocktail version of
cabinet.
Arcade cabinet that my dad left me. That is, I can't remember the game. It's either It's either one of the Pac-Man ones or Mooncresta. I can't remember. It might be Mooncresta. Anyway, I'm going to donate it up there, and they're going to put it on display and have a little plaque that says, donated by Frog Pants LLC.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and people can go see that thing anytime they want. And it's a nice tax write-off somehow. I don't know how that stuff works. Anyway, Steven, the pleasure has been ours to have you on today. And these things and many others like them, especially comic book related, you'll find over at majorspoilers.com. Steven and I might also have a little bit of a surprise coming toward the end of the month, so keep your eye open for that. We won't say what it is exactly. Just watch. Just keep your eyes open. That's all I'm saying. Johnson pulled. All right. Steven, anything else you want to mention before we go?
Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp ranked 15 and 16 on my list, and stay hydrated.
Oh, very nice. Boy, the Ant-Man movies didn't do so great on everybody's list. I'm a little surprised by that. Thought that had been higher.
I know. I would have thought so. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one, but I definitely enjoyed it.
Well, I haven't seen the second one. So
I know you need to see the second one. It's good.
It's on Netflix. Yeah. I don't know why I haven't seen it. It's too much to see. That's all. Plus, Love, Death, and Rockets is calling to me. I got to finish that first.
Yeah.
All right. It's Daryl. Oh,
yes.
I was hoping there was more music there. Hey, it's Daryl Skeels, everybody, on the phone all the way from Seattle, Washington, here to talk about all things Star Trek. He's the Trek nerd here on the show. And Daryl, I haven't played a thing for you, so let's see if we can find one that I haven't played in a while. How about this one?
Wasn't this the one where they were all naked or something?
There you go. That's the one. Hey, Daryl Skeels, what's going on? How's life?
Oh, it's okay. My son gave me a cold, so I'm fighting that.
Oh, that's no good. What, you cough in your face? How'd you get it?
Oh, yes. It's a
licked all the doorknobs.
That'll happen. There was a kid the other day who is, I mean, look, he's Down syndrome, so they don't have the same sort of social mores, and they don't, covering their mouth isn't a priority and that sort of thing, because this is just different. I don't have to explain why people with what's the word? I'm trying not to offend anybody. Okay, this kid has Down syndrome. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, he walked past me and he coughed right in my face. And he's a sweet kid, but now I think, his cold brewing somewhere, because how can you cough in my face and have that just totally go nowhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian, are you there? You're over there, right?
I am.
Okay.
I'm banning and kicking. We got raided by what appears to be a Quentin Tarantino fan group, because they're all talking about sucking toes. So,
well, what do they want? What are they doing here? I'm just going to ban them.
Well, I've already doing that.
Oh, you've been banning them? Okay, yeah, just ban those guys. They suck.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly. I'm here, yes.
Daryl, so let's get to it. DS9 documentary. When's that happening?
Well, it's called What We Left Behind, and I guess some people have already seen it, but it wasn't totally done yet. They've added 15 minutes more of HD footage, and that's going to be in theaters by the end of the year.
So, movie theaters, wow.
Yeah.
That seems like the sort of thing you'd see go straight to streaming or something. I'm surprised.
Yeah, it was going to be, but I guess they raised tons of money, and now it's going to theaters.
What's the gist of it? Is it just, hey, here's the show we made, check it out, sort of thing?
Yeah, well, they've got the whole cast coming back and talking about the show and showing clips from it and behind-the-scenes stuff. Mm-hmm. So it should be really neat.
Here's a clip of Terry Farrell saying some words. Let's see what she has to say. What We Left Behind. Okay, here we go. Is this Terry Farrell? Yep, no. All right, they're all on stage.
This idea all began when DS9 celebrated its 20th anniversary.
Showrunner.
It was a perfect opportunity to film interviews with the cast members as we were all together for the first time since the show wrapped in 1999.
Okay.
My character wasn't clearly defined. I remember Rick Berman telling me to be more like Yoda, and then having me come up another week and telling me I need to be more like Grace Kelly.
She's ridiculously attractive for always. Yeah. It's not fair. Doesn't matter how old she gets or where she goes. She is so... Dude, why are people still sucking my toes? You know what? Let me tell you, the only thing more distracting than our normal chat room is when a bunch of weirdos raid us and then hang out in there. That's only the more distracting way.
I think it's one person with like 50 different aliases, honestly. That's what I think it is.
I think we'll let... Jeannie, will you just take care of all that?
Jeannie's all over. Oh, yeah, Jeannie's been all over it.
I'm now going to ignore it because I can't otherwise. Yes. All right, I will totally go see this in theaters. How broad of a release, Daryl, do you know?
I don't know yet.
All right. Well, this is
And
great
I can't imagine
information.
this is going to come to every, like, I'd almost picture this being like a Fathom Events kind of thing, right? Where there's,
it could be, yeah.
Yeah, 4 or 5 different showings or something. I'm excited about this, though. I'm hoping that somehow AMC is involved so I can go and see it.
Well, you just rewatched the whole series. Well, I guess it's been a while now, but yeah, so you're probably
a few years ago, but loved it. Not even rewatched, watched finally.
Yeah. Well, what I hope is it doesn't. How do I put this? I hope it's wide enough release that I can catch it, or I hope it quickly makes it to streaming because I would really like to see it. Australian actor Evan Evagora, age 23.
Ava Longoria,
age 23. She's that young. Wow. Was cast in this Picard show, but we don't know what the role is. Is Evan is that a man or a lady?
Oh, it's a guy.
Okay, and he's 23. So I'm gonna guess here. Let's guess what he's gonna do.
Picard's grandson.
Yep, there you go. That's where I was going. He's going to be Picard's always worried about, oh, Evan, what are you doing at Starfleet? Oh, it's okay, Grandpa Picard. I'm just trying to keep things together, and that's how that would go.
So he's a musician as well? Is that right? Look, I mean, you do a Google search on this guy, and it's like a mix of shirtless sporting good ads and songs like Time Out by Anastasia featuring Evan Evagora.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting.
His Instagram has a very disturbing photo on it, but I won't dwell on that too long. He seems fine. Look at him; he's a handsome little. Oh, he used to model because there he is on the runway modeling. There's a bunch of models there. Boy, that scene probably turned into something. Looks like he likes music festivals. Okay, all right. Yeah. All right. Well, we've learned all we can. Do you think he'll be an alien? Maybe an alien.
Could be. Yeah.
Who knows? Nobody knows yet.
All right. Well, this is great information.
It depends on if they can glue stuff onto his forehead, like a rubber appliance onto his forehead.
If he's too greasy like me, it just won't work.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wow, we are so getting ready.
We got bombed, dude. We got bombed. Look at all these Asian names in there.
It's so cool to be popular like this. This is awesome.
It really is good. I'm taking this as nothing but a compliment.
Exactly. It's like a rainbow of poorly spelled avatar. A rainbow of poorly spelled names in IRC right now.
It's a good one.
I can't wait for the mashup of this episode.
Yeah, it's going to be excellent. It's so bad that I don't know how you'd even moderate this.
I don't even know exactly.
Like, I guess Jeannie would have to... What would she have to do? Scroll up and then hope not to... Because the Twitch chat, the way it works is it only will do so much, and then it will start deleting oldest posts or oldest chat, and then newest will show up. And so I think you have to...
It's almost got to be done at the IP level, right? IP address level, because it has got to be coming from one...
I don't know who's doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it could be a whole group coordinated. Just say, hey, let's go raid someone's channel and be jerks.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun for you.
Awesome. Enjoy being seen by 100 people.
Yeah, well done. We got our big full... where are we today? How many do we have live right now?
Do we have more than
that? We have 258 people are seeing this.
258 people. All right,
but,
great.
Look, the other 25,000 that get it on podcast can't see what you're doing, so... Enjoy.
Exactly.
Daryl, also the identity of Isis the cat in her human form from Assignment Earth has been a mystery until now. Why is that a thing? Tell me more about that.
What is Assignment Earth?
Well, it was an episode. You remember Gary 7 with the black cat?
Yeah.
And they had to go and blow up the rocket.
Yeah.
At the very end, we find out that the cat is actually a shapeshifter, and it shows her in her human form.
Is this lady that's all like super flexible?
Yeah.
Oh. Her photo that comes up when you search her name is uncomfortable, man.
Oh no, is it better than the Evan Evagora photos?
Yeah, I mean these are obviously these are old, but her main photo is this picture where she's just turned inside out reading a magazine.
Yes, I see this. Yes.
I don't like that. Well, anyway.
She's a contortionist.
Yeah.
Classic contortionist.
Yeah, well done, lady. You've done it.
And her name, which was unknown till now, is April Tatro.
April Tatro is the name of the lady or of the character? Oh, okay.
The lady.
Yeah, that's who I found was April Tatro.
And she was in Big Top Pee-wee.
Everybody's saying who has. Now I can't talk. Who played the cat in human form? Nobody ever knew till now. I already said that, so never mind.
You did.
And
it's because you're working with a cold, Daryl. You're working with a cold.
I'm trying to find photos of her in Big Top Pee-wee. I mean, obviously she was doing some contortionist stuff in Big Top Pee-wee, but...
oh, was she? Oh, she probably would have because it was circus themed.
It was circus themed, right? So she had to be, doing something, but I can't see the...
Daryl, is that a person behind you? What are we hearing there?
Yeah, it's the apocalypse now.
Did he go, brr? Because that's what I heard.
Close enough.
Okay. Well, was it like this? Hold on. I'm having fun here because the chat room is an apocalypse. So
actually, switch Twitch over to sub only.
Oh, how do I do that?
I don't know. That's what a couple people in the chat room are saying. Tell Scott to switch over to sub only.
That's a good idea. This is why we can't have nice things. Channel, here we go. Mature content, sure, whatever. Latency, all right. Permissions, people who can, okay. Host stream okay. Raid, allow raids. I could, okay. Only allow raids from friends, teammates, and followed channels. I like that. That's a good one. And then how about that's all there is? Okay, what else? I don't know where else it is. Is it moderation maybe? Block hyperlinks, non-chat, okay, email. Follower mode only. Here we go. You have to be a follower for 10 minutes to say anything. I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, well, we're done then. We've done it. We've done it. Daryl, what else? Is that all?
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. You know, it's the worst possible segment we ever had, and it's not your fault. You got people behind you. We got a chat room full of wingnuts, and
it's like a parade where your car stops, so you have to open the hood and tinker around in it and ruin the parade.
Exactly. So enjoy, everyone. We hope you enjoyed it. I can change those times to be longer chat room. We'll talk about it later. Daryl Skeels, everybody. He is the Trek Nerd on Twitter. You can find him there, and also listen to his fine podcast at This Week in Trek at thisweekintrek.com, where he and Michael Gaines tackle everything Star Trek, including the new Discovery series as it folds out in our view.
Yep.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, I'm not caught up on that yet, but
me neither.
Well, I'm more caught up than you are. I think we just have one episode of Discovery we haven't watched yet.
I think you're right. Oh yeah, I haven't even started this season. I'm still in that mode.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love this whole Red Angel thing.
I'm excited. Hey, I got a mashup. You want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. This is a mashup from Jamie. Here it is. Episodes 1667 through 1670. This one's called Food Tumor Supreme. Ugh. Hold on. Where is it? Do I have it up here? I do. It's Food Tumor Supreme, and it won't play. Okay, here it is.
I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to spring forward anymore.
Right.
Could you list out the ingredients of your guacamole?
Avocado, onion, cilantro.
It's coming. They're coming. I can feel it. It's coming in. We can feel it. I should shut up. I shouldn't talk like that. And so I feel like you and I have been, I don't know, blessed during the last couple of months.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed. And make a heart.
I'll get yours, Screlly.
Contraband up his bum.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, you want to go out and get some hookers?
Tiki Waka Tika Titi is awesome. We all love it.
Tiki Waka Titi. I'm going to go steal a whole thing of scented candles.
Landry von Smirnog. What's her name?
That's Landry von Smirnog. That's exactly it. I've been through 3 dead. I've been through 4 dead. Looking up the anus for a package of gold. Pancake. Did you go for some pancakes?
Pancakes.
Total silence. Total effing silence.
Massimo Giannulli, whatever that is.
Giannulli.
We're arrested.
Massimo Giannulli. I really think the world is flat. I just am afraid to tell anybody.
I knew it. I knew it.
Too late to say sorry.
Yes, it is.
Oh, what was the one?
Blank.
I keep wanting to call Braziers, but it's not Braziers
It's
or Brazzers.
Braziers. Blankenship. Fellatio Town. What is it? It's
Wow, that was a weird place to go with a album title guess.
Why can't I think of it? Oh, Bangers.
Bangers. That's it.
Yeah.
For my first executive order.
A burrito is basically like a food tumor, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
who knows what is inside of that sack of soft and goo and wet and dry and meat and not, and, you know, like, we don't know. And
New
so...
Taco Bell, the food tumor supreme.
I kind of want a burrito now. Is that weird?
Totally not weird. I could go for one myself.
Yeah.
This is the thing. When you come back after one of those, I'm never sure if it's another clip from Jamie or if it's you really talking.
No, I know. Well, usually the music ends it, but
But
sometimes he doesn't. Yeah.
Yes.
This is all true.
No, I could go for a burrito, but actually, I can go for a burrito, and I could make one because I got these flat wrap things that are, low carb points, blah blah blah. Can throw some grilled chicken and some pico de gallo and some black beans and some corn in there, a little bit of chipotle sauce.
Nice. And you don't. It's not a mystery to you. It's not a meat tumor for you.
No, I see what I get, what I put in my mystery burrito thing.
I'm
making one of those for lunch. Thank you for the. They're not tortillas because tortillas are bad. They're called flat wraps. And
flat wraps. I like that.
Wheat flat wraps. I'll take a photo of them and put them on Twitter or something.
It's like hip hop that's not very good.
Flat wraps.
Flat wrap. Well, all right then. That's awesome. Hey, we did talk about that Tantric Barney thing after all back in the day, and it wasn't that long ago. And the reason I know this is because now we have proof. Jamie, again, at patreon.com/TMS Mashups, sent this in, which was just a reference to the Tantric Barney, and this was back on, let's see, January 25th of 2018, so a year and some months ago. This is what we said.
Do the voice. Do the voice for me.
Will you wear the suit?
Just the head.
Okay. Just the head.
Just the head.
I picture a guy in his like knee-high socks and this head. Just
on the Barney head.
Oh, I love it.
All right, come over here.
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah, we did it. That's before.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've done it before. So thank you for the confirmation. Clearly, we don't remember things. I don't remember liking Civil War as much as I did.
I know, yeah. No, it's...
I'm still a little weirded out by that. I'm weirded out by it.
Does it feel like you're listening to somebody else talking about it?
Yeah, it feels like I'm watching. It's like a Black Mirror episode where I'm watching video of me say things I don't know about.
Well, listen, with so many MCU movies that have come out, it is possible that you're thinking, like when you think of certain things you didn't like, certain scenes or certain moments of the film, maybe you're putting those into Civil War, but maybe they were in Ultron or in another MCU film.
Maybe.
So maybe you need to give it another watch.
Yeah,
but I would say watch Thor Dark World and watch Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah.
And for Pete's sake, go out and see Captain Marvel.
Well, and the chat room makes a point, and I agree with them. The other day when I was playing that game, I yelled Mark Knopfler's penis, and then 5 minutes later, 5 minutes later, I didn't remember saying it. So maybe something's up. I don't know.
Right.
Till tomorrow, by the way, is when we finish that game.
We've got a little over a month until Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and see it out in Vegas because I get in that Wednesday night, so I think we're going to try. If they're doing their same typical thing where they open it up on the Wednesday night instead of Thursday, then we'll go see it Wednesday. If not, then we'll try and see it Thursday or something. But between now and then, you've got 3 or 4 Marvel movies you need to watch, 3 that you haven't seen yet. Is it only 3 you haven't seen?
Yeah.
Just Captain Marvel,
Dark World, Captain
World,
Marvel, and
Ant-Man and Wasp.
Ant-Man and Wasp. Yep.
Okay. All right. So watch those 3 because Ant-Man and Wasp and Captain Marvel both lead directly into Endgame. And Dark World is, I don't know, it's better than you are expecting it to be.
Yeah, plenty of people are, positive on it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Carol Danvers.
It's not as fun as Ragnarok, obviously, but
right.
Very little is as fun as Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok's like a weird, not an exception, but it's like I can't even. I still to this day, it's hard for me to believe they got away with what Ragnarok actually is.
It's like Xanadu with superheroes.
It's a strange freaking thing they did. So good though. All right, that's it for the show. As always, you can find all our important links over at frogpants.com/TMS. Ways to contact us, all that kind of stuff. And if you're looking to support us, patreon.com/TMS is the way to do it. Let's play a song and get out of here. What do you got?
I've got the thing I promised on Friday. Chris wrote in and said, I'm not sure if this is too late. It's my 40th birthday on Wednesday, and I was wondering if I could get a song requested. This was from last Wednesday. Happy 40th, man. That is a milestone birthday, and you rock. Thank you for sending that in. He says, listening to the show has gotten me through a number of anxious moments over the years, and I wanted to thank you for everything you do. Well, Chris, this is going out to you. Now, this is something I've been really excited to play because it's brand new. And if you go back to the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, you know that a lot of the vocals that were used in the film were archival Freddie Mercury vocals from like demos and outtakes and things like that. Mm-hmm. Some of them were actually by Rami Malek. And what weren't those two were done by a guy named Mark Martel. This guy is amazing. Sounds so much like Freddie Mercury that Brian May picked him out of thousands of entrants to be part of the Queen Extravaganza tour. Not part of the, Adam Lambert thing that they're doing now or the residency, but part of this other tour thing that he and Roger Taylor did for a while. This guy's got a great voice, and what's really cool about his album, came out last year, called Thunderbolt and Lightning, is that it's not just straight up Queen remakes. It's not like, all right, I'm trying to make the rest of the song sound just like Queen also. He actually does some really cool things with changing up the way the song sounds. Case in point, Don't Stop Me Now, performed here by Mark Martel. Maybe the opening is a little bit similar to the Queen original, but don't worry, it veers off course beautifully. Here is Mark Martel and Don't Stop Me Now.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Whoa.
It's
a classic.
I like that one. A modern classic.
A modern classic.